There are so many different ways to eat meatloaf. One of my favorite is meatloaf sandwiches with a fried egg on top. So good. It was really hot the day I decided to make meatloaf, and I traditionally just do it in the oven. I love at the end of broiling it and having a crispy top. And I was like, oh, I should make it on the Traeger. And I have never made it on the Traeger before. So that really helps just keep our house cool. And the flavor was so good, just different. It was a smoky flavor, had that smoky twist to it, and just something different during the summer heat where you don't want to heat up your house. So I highly recommend it. And it's just, a Traeger works the same way as an oven. I definitely can be intimidated by a Traeger. I also have had too much oil in, I think it was potatoes and foil, and it spilt over and it was super smoky, caught on fire. It was fine, but it totally freaked me out, so I had to take a break from it and just I tend to just do Traeger recipes when my husband's home, so he can supervise me until I feel more comfortable with it. But this turned out good. Here I am just mixing all the ingredients. I love my onion chopped quite well. I don't like the big pieces of onion in there. And I will also just add a little moisture until I know that it's just the right consistency before I have made this. And it was so watery afterwards. It was cooked through, but I just had to drain some of the water out, and then I just cooked it a little bit longer, so if that does happen to you. But I just add a little liquid at a time. And the panko and if you add panko, or here I have some crackers that were just all kind of already crushed up, so I added that to it as well. So panko, breadcrumbs, crackers, just whatever you have on hand. It would be nice, ideally, to use homemade bread that you could make into breadcrumbs. But here, I try and create shortcuts with littles as best as I can. Meatloaf became really popular back during the Great Depression. You could really stretch that meal with adding different fillers to it, such as oatmeal, and it would go a long way. Meatloaf is also a really popular breakfast food, which doesn't surprise me, especially now in these times. Just a lot of people have steak and eggs for breakfast. And here I don't really measure the ketchup. I just try and eyeball some of the stuff because I really feel like meatloaf is such a personal preference, like I was saying with the onions and just the flavor of it. I feel like it comes out different every time, and I would love to share a recipe. This is inspired by Natasha's Kitchen, and what I do is with a recipe, you perfect it to your own liking and you branch off, but I will share her recipe down below since she is the one who inspired me to branch out eventually. And here, just mixing it all together, and I'll continuously add if I think it's dry, or I'll add more milk, or vice versa. The texture came out really good, actually, so I will continue adding until I get that consistency, and once it's all evenly mixed, I will put it on a cast iron that I have oiled up with used avocado oil. I prefer to use that because of the high smoke point. And you're just gonna create your own loaf shape when you put it on there. And then we'll throw it on the Traeger. Recommended temperature for cooking meatloaf is 350. Here we have it set for 355. I know it's hard to tell. And just opening it for that short amount of time, it does drop in temperature quite a bit. So you have to be kind of quick about it because it could mess up your cooking time. Here I am making like a homemade barbecue sauce. Pretty simple. We'll put that on top in the last 20 minutes and let it cook on top. Thing about this in the oven, you can use a broiler and it gets all nice and crispy on top, and it didn't do that with the Traeger. So that was the only thing. Like, I like things a little crispy like that. Adding the sauce to it the last 20 minutes, which I actually think ended up being longer because we had put the probe in and it definitely needed longer on the Traeger. And I don't know if it's because of how long like I had it open and the temperature dropped, because you need an internal temperature of 160, and here I think it was only at 115. It dropped to 290, so it had to catch up. If you were to make this recipe on the Traeger, I would add just a little extra time just to be sure. And yeah, it turned out really good. If you're interested in this recipe, comment below.